How you doing there, folks? Baters here with another Top 10. Today we're going to look at the top 10 weirdest mods in Fallout 4. Remember, if you like this video, to gank that like button like it owes you half a pack of cigarettes in prison. Now, if you're playing on Xbox, be sure to keep your face open for this dusty ball sniffer, as that's an indicator that that mod featured is available on your console. Now go ahead and spank a blow-up doll right on the tushy, and let's get to average baiting, baby! At number 10, we've got the Foam Finger by Shoe Burglar. Foam fingers are designed for the masses. I mean, nobody sits at home alone in a candlelit room sipping on whiskey wearing a foam finger. That would be some serial killer type behavior right there. Foam fingers are like a tool that people use in public places to let other people know that they're willing to spend money on anything. Put it this way, losing a foam finger is not an emergency in any way whatsoever. However, I am not an expert on what constitutes an emergency. Apparently, shitting yourself in public isn't a big enough emergency for the people over at 911. Thanks, Obama. Can you imagine that phone call?
Hello, 911, what's your emergency?
Oh my god, it happened again.
Ma'am, calm down. Tell me what happened.
I shit my pants in a busy subway. Oh my god, they're staring at me.
That's not an emergency, ma'am.
It is to me. Now this mod adds a foam finger into Fallout 4 that operates as both a squishy, joy-inducing giant finger and also a weapon in the game. There are multiple colors to choose from, so you can really mix it up. And there's also an Infinity Gauntlet version, so you can roleplay as a dollar store doomsday villain. Isn't that nice? Now this is definitely a mod that will weird up your game a bit and make you feel that much more disconnected with immersion. I rate this mod one guy, super territorial about his groceries. Hey! I'm gonna need you to stop eyeballing my treats. At number 9, we've got Ringo the Flamingo by Senor Pato. Here we got Ringo the Flamingo, or as I like to call him, Paco the Pussy Pounder, because he's always willing the dames. This isn't just your typical rare pink bird. This is a flamingo. And it's not just any flamingo, it's Ringo the Flamingo. You guys ever heard of that phrase peacocking in regards to attraction? Well, Ringo doesn't need that flashy feather shit, because his dick weighs 3 pounds. He's a medical anomaly. He might be more dick than bird. Flamingos are not normally flightless birds, but Ringo is, because his dick weighs him down like an anchor. He can barely walk, let alone fly. He's just not aerodynamic at all. Now this mod turns dog meat into a flamingo. Not just any flamingo, it turns him into Ringo the Flamingo. And now instead of a German Shepherd, you'll have a giant pink flamingo that will follow you around everywhere you go. How amazing is that? Flamingos may not look like tough creatures, but Ringo here will do anything for a Klondike bar, okay? Including biting, hair pulling, and eye poking. Yeah, that's right, he's willing to fight dirty. So yeah, dog meat makes more sense, immersion-wise, and definitely fits the animations a lot better, but you have to ask yourself, does dog meat have a 3-pound penis? Exactly. Ringo, the fucking flamingo. I rate this mod one pigeon who has no idea how it ended up in a relationship with a monkey. Okay. Did we meet at a party or something? At number 8, we've got Cadbury Cream Eggs by Count Mosh. How would you all like to ruin chocolate-covered candy eggs for the rest of your lives? Just imagine gunky-looking slug babies popping out of those Cadbury treats. That's sure to shit all over your childish chocolate fantasies right there. Now this mod serves no viable purpose in the game, other than to trick you into licking Mylark eggs. Now my mother always told me if something seems too good to be true, like a giant chocolate egg surrounded by carnivorous crab creatures, then chances are it is. Now I had to learn this the hard way because I have what some people might call a sweet tooth. Let's just say that's the last time I try to open up a Cadbury cream egg in thong underpants. This mod, again, is pretty simple. It just changes all the Mylark eggs in the game to look like Cadbury cream eggs, which aside from being hilarious, doesn't really change the way you play the game. It's also sure to completely kill immersion if that's something you're into at all. Every time you see one of these eggs, you'll giggle and think, yeah, I'm definitely in a video game right now. You might also get a little hungry. I know I do. I rate this mod one dog who thinks that everyone is jealous of his new hat. Yeah, I know you want to be me, Terry, but guess what? You can't! At number 7, we've got Decapodean Milks by Sheep and Shepherd. Now, the Mirelurks are the creepiest looking weirdos in the Commonwealth, all gooey and covered in smells. The queen even shits out little babies to fight for her, which makes her not only a scuzzied one-eyed freak, but it also makes her a bad parent. Mirelurks are so creepy and weird looking, I think it's safe to say they don't got a lot of friends. Unless, of course, they have their own pool, in which case they may have people who pretend to be their friends, but talk mad shit about them when they're not around. Because it's hotter than fuck outside during the summer months, and two-faced people just want to waddle around in giant puddles to stay cool. So they'll say just about anything to bathe in cold water with strangers, including saying shit to a Mirelurk like, "Wow, I love your faceless head thing, it really brings out your gooey eye." Needless to say, the Mirelurks could use a bit of a makeover in Fallout 4, as they are like the ugly ducklings of the Fallout universe. If ugly ducks could haunt your dreams, that is. You know how surgeons highlight particular parts of people's bodies, the problem areas, before they do cosmetic surgery? Well, if a Mirelurk was getting one of those consultations, it would just come out completely covered in marker, and the doctor would have killed himself. Because that doctor would have realized that no amount of Botox could salvage whatever the f*** that thing is. You can't get rid of the ugly, you can just paint over it. With this mod installed, all the Mirelurks will look remarkably similar to Zoidberg from Futurama. For those of you who don't know who Zoidberg is, he's a legend. He's an incompetent alien doctor that'll eat just about anything you put in front of him. Mainly because he's hungry, but also because he's super poor. He loves food, and he knows almost nothing about the human anatomy. He's honestly my hero. There's no question that Zoidberging up your Mirelurks is a perfect substitute if you really want to weird up your game. I rate this mod one squirrel that just got caught with 45 pounds of methamphetamine.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Listen! This isn't what it looks like. I was holding it for a friend. Yeah. What's my friend's name? Drugs. My friend's name is Drugs. Yeah. I was holding it for my friend Drugs. He's European.
At number 6, we've got Taylor Swift Pipboy background by the Xe. Some of you might be wondering, at what point does your obsession with Taylor Swift become a bit of a problem? Is it when you add her on your Pipboy in Fallout 4? Or maybe it's when you're the only adult male member of the local fan group? Or maybe it's when you have a blow-up doll with Taylor written on its forehead in permanent Sharpie marker? I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but those all sound pretty safe to me. Now this mod does exactly what it says it does, and it adds Pop Princess Taylor Swift's face to your Pipboy in Fallout 4. So every time you click on your Pipboy, you'll never, ever, ever, ever feel alone again. Sometimes I'll find myself at a moral crossroads in Fallout 4 and not know what to do. So I'll pop open my Pipboy and think, WWTSD, or what would Tay-Swift do? The answer is almost always write a song about a breakup, which isn't super helpful. Not even in the slightest. And she's super pretty too. Why is she breaking up all the time? It makes me think that she farts during sex or something. I doubt it though, because Tay-Swift is perfect, right? We can all agree that she's perfect. Even if she did fart during sex, the room would still smell like rainbows. Be like, oh my god, Tay-Swift, did you just fart while we were doing it? And she'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, oh my god, it smells like rainbows in here. It'd be amazing. Now this is a cool mod that serves zero purpose in the game, but is a real game changer if you know what I mean. Having Taylor Swift on my Pipboy has made me a better soul survivor because I never really feel alone, Always got someone to connect with. And I feel like Tay-Swift really understands me, and we should be together forever. and ever, and ever, and ever. Tay-Swift, call me. Call me back. I rate this mod one photo of the face you make when you realize the gun isn't actually loaded. Oh, poopy. This isn't gonna end well for me. I definitely shouldn't have fully committed on this one. At number 5, we've got Macho Claws by Arona XAE. Deathclaws are some of the biggest, most threatening creatures in the Fallout universe. When you're meandering through a post-apocalyptic wasteland and lock eyes with one of these psycho freaks, and it beelines towards you like a kid with rabies, the only comfort you might possibly have is, thank God it's not Randy Savage, because that would be at least 8% worse. Right? A giant Randy Savage coming at you? Well, mod authors have brought that psychosomatic nightmare to life with the addition of Macho Deathclaws. Now, these Deathclaws don't just have giant claws that lead to fatalities. No. They also have an assortment of movesets that would make any 35-year-old man-child wet at the nipples during WrestleMania 69. I'm just kidding, they can't do special moves like suplexes and shit. That would have been crazy though, right? You imagine? No, this just makes the Death Claws look and sound like Macho Man Randy Savage, which is cool and also a bit terrifying. It's like a party mix of emotion when one of these things starts gallivanting in your direction. It's crazy. This is a cool mod that's sure to make your friends, family, and even close associates question your obsession with 90s wrestling icons. So there's that. I rate this mod one guy who tried to get the Night King's autograph. Said no. At number 4, we've got Immersive Facial Animations by Arona XAE. Is your idea of a fun time making everyone in Fallout 4 look like a cracked out comic book villain? Well then buckle up your butt cheeks because you're in for a delicious treat. This mod will change up the facial features in Fallout to make everyone unrecognizably f***ed up looking. Harmless conversations will now be the thing of nightmares. If you're looking for immersion, then you've come to the wrong place because people don't look anything like this in reality. In fact, if you know someone that looks like this, then start running and don't look back, because chances are you're about to be murdered by a horror movie goblin. Now I can tell you this, if I was having a conversation with someone and their facial expressions even remotely looked like this, then I would pretend it wasn't weird at all. No. And I would slowly back away, and then when I was out of the stabbing radius, I would beeline for the nearest exit while simultaneously pissing my pants. And I wouldn't look back either, because I would just assume he would be gallivanting after me on all fours, foaming at the mouth like a crazy murder-hungry gazelle or some shit. Needless to say, these expressions are terrifying. Now they say that 90% of communication is nonverbal. When you think about it, that makes sense. Just think, when you wave, people know you're greeting them. When you point at something, people know, hey, you're interested in that, right? And if you press your dick against a bus window, people know you're off your meds again. Right? Or you're a little horny. Who knows? It's a little ambiguous with the pressing. So this is a mod that will make nonverbal communication a real horrific experience to say the least, by exaggerating all of the expressions in Fallout 4 in the most extreme ways. I rate this mod one baby who hates sheep, so his parents bought him a sheep stuffed animal. At number 3, we've got the John Cena Moon mod by Alexel Ray 63. What we got here is a John Cena moon face. Some of you might be wondering, why would any Fallout 4 playthrough need such an extravagant face just peering down at them 24/8 as you bob around the Commonwealth? To be honest with you, I didn't even install this mod. I just woke up one day and it was on my game. It was eerie as shit. I thought, wow, wait a second. Why is John Cena the moon right now? I tried to make sense of it. Then I thought, maybe it's better not to ask questions. You know, you ask too many questions about a John Cena moon face, and you'll wake up in a lady's bathroom, discombobulated, covered in another man's tears. Or so I'm told. Now, I once thought about uninstalling this mod. You know, it was just a thought, it hit me while I was in the shower, and just as I stepped out of the shower, the word "don't" was written on my steamed up mirror. It was in that moment that I realized, I don't even have a mirror in my bathroom. So needless to say, John Cena is the moon now. This mod replaces the normal lunar loser moon with John Cena's man face, right? Look at his face. It's so strong, it's like it's got muscles everywhere. It doesn't even need tear glands, okay? It doesn't need tear glands because he doesn't cry, okay? He does what real men do when they're sad. He drives around in a Chevy pickup truck with his dick hanging out the window. And if he gets really, really low, then he just sucks the tears out of lesser men's faces or punches a hole in some drywall. Honestly, how was John Cena not the moon already? How did this game get finalized, packaged, exported, and sold without a John Cena moon face? It's ludicrous to think that mod authors had to step up and succeed where Bethesda clearly failed. I feel like everything is better with John Cena watching over me in the night sky. Part of me thinks the nights are even brighter with John Cena's face up there, but obviously that's ludicrous because faces don't emit bioluminescent light, do they? So that can't be right. Some people think having a face instead of a real moon is a little unrealistic, but I think having a rock instead of John Cena's face is just un-American. I rate this mod one paranoid guy who thinks someone sabotaged his pedal bike. Look me in the eyes right now. Did you cut my bike chain, bitch? At number 2, we've got Play as a Toilet by Feathererder. Role-playing is a big part of Fallout games, where you're able to imagine yourself as just about anything in its world. You're probably thinking, though, why would anyone want to role-play as a toilet? People shit in those things, right? And it's got no arms or legs or a fucking head for that matter. Now, I'm no expert, but It's pretty tough to do stuff without a head, right? Think about wearing hats. Toilets, though, are like these mysterious objects we use to transport our butt babies off to the fun park beyond the flush. Toilets are the real heroes, okay? Because without them, we'd be forced to shit on the floor or in the forest. And I don't know if you've ever wiped your ass with a twig, but it's not nearly the adventure you thought it was going to be after your 9th beer. It hurts your asshole. Okay, this mod allows you to play as a real ivory hero, offering a supple place for lost souls in the Commonwealth to rest their cheeks. Simply put, it makes you a toilet in Fallout 4. I rate this mod one guy who took a big shit next to a no dumping sign. Shh. You didn't see nothing. And at number 1, we've got Baby Bat by Guffey. Now here's an interesting weapon you're not likely to see while perusing the shelves at Walmart. It's a bit more of an acquired taste, okay? You're likely gonna have to know a guy who knows a guy who beats a guy's baby to get one of these beauties in your arsenal. Needless to say, this weapon says a lot about the person flailing it around. It says, hey, I like baseball, but I'm also a terrible babysitter. Now I'm no expert on what babies like and don't like, but this definitely has to be a no-no. Shish kebabbing a baby on a baseball bat and then hitting a goblin with its soft, tiny body over and over and over again seems a little psychotic, to say the least. Now this mod does what it says, and it replaces the baseball bats in Fallout 4 and gives them a brand new candy coating with a human baby now instead of the normal wooden bat. It even has some sweet sound effects when you use it, so you can truly immerse yourself in beating mutated creatures with a baby on a stick. You know, really dip your toes in child abuse. And if that doesn't float your Fruit Loops, know that you can also modify this bat. You can put some nails through the baby, you can chain up the baby, you can cover the baby in barbed wire. Pretty much every parenting no-no right here. So if you're the type of person that just hates babies, and maybe also shouldn't be allowed in civil society, then this mod is just the type of sick shit that would go great with your human skin furniture. You know? Really light up the room. I rate this mod one smile that got this guy banned from everywhere he goes. Hey, you guys want to see my puffy nipples? No? Okay, cool. Thanks again for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to bitch slap that subscribe button like it's 3 weeks behind on your rent. Bitch! Where's the money, bitch? Where's the money? Where is it? Also, go ahead and hit that bell icon, too, because apparently YouTube thought there should be extra steps. Why not, right?
I'd like to subscribe, but first I have to click this and this and do this. Oh, it needs an email. All right, and this. Okay. Just tell me when he's uploading.
Once you do all that, if you're lucky, at the stroke of midnight, a tiny little Averagebaters fairy might come and tickle your butthole. I hope to see you all again next time, and remember to keep on average baiting, baby.